Also, we'll see noise and whatnot because I'm like right in the middle of everything. So see how that goes. All right. Perfect. So we are live now for the Tuesday office hours for Tuesday, August 25th. And we have a lot to cover. So I'm going to dive right in. I know normally we kind of start with customer service stuff, but I have a lot to cover. So I want to start there. And I'm really excited to share, at least with you, Brenda,
Mhm.
um, really excited to share with you the new BlinkJoy third gen that we just got our hands on. And then we did put an order in. So as we know, the first gen BlinkJoy is this. It's got a nice thin strap. It's got, these cushioned temples. It's got the eye cup. Oh, where's my camera? Here we go. It's got the eye cup that just kind of pops in. And it's got, that nice adjustable eyepiece that we can move side to side. The second gen comes in this massive case, nice hard travel case. Um, I don't know that I have an opinion one way or another if that's useful or not, but it's got that much wider band, and it's also got the eye cups that kind of go around, completely around here with the little vent holes, and it's also got a much more tapered fit than the first gen. And so what they did was BlinkJoy came out with the third gen, which the packaging itself is much,
What's
much smaller.
yeah.
But they came out with two versions. So the third gen now says right here, either side, there we go, side sleeper or back sleeper, which I don't have handy right now. So they
Oh,
came out with two different versions. So now I don't actually know which is which. And they came out with these nice little like soft
baggies.
travel cases, little baggies, which are really nice. They weigh a lot less. So, shipping costs. And okay, so this is the back sleeper. So the back sleeper kept that eye cup depth,
Hmm.
that uniform eye cup depth all the way through. They kept the nice thin strap. So it's a really, really low profile mask. It's much smaller just in general.
Oh
I
yeah.
can't see if you can see me, but it's much smaller. And they also decided to just keep that design of the insertable eye cups versus the wraparounds. So this one
Sweet.
is the back sleeper, and the side sleeper very, very, very much the same, that low
Hmm.
profile. However, it's got the uh, much more
Oh,
tapered eye cup. So there
yes.
actually is really not a lot of depth at all in that side piece here.
Hmm.
And they still have the eye cups that, well, this one's kind of cool. So this one's just got like a little knob that
Hmm.
gets inserted in here. And so I do feel like people are not going to like that it doesn't feel like it fully secures. So that might be a con that people might not like because it doesn't feel like it's going to like stay put. But no more of the sensitive skin covers,
On
which
either of them. Okay.
on either of them.
Hmm.
So people may or may not like that. I don't know. But the big difference too with the third gen is it's got a much smaller area you can move the eye cups than the second gen. I feel like the second gen has this huge, so here's this like huge area. You can move the eye
Oh yeah.
cups anywhere on this entire thing. And the third gen is much smaller, but it's
Much smaller.
actually basically the same size as the first gen. So if someone is used to the first gen, like where they can put the eye cups, it's basically the same. And
Hmm.
the eye cups for the back sleeper version in the sides or in the first gen are basically the same as well. So you're going to see a lot of similarities. Like if someone likes the first gen, they're going to probably like the third gen. It's just a lot sleeker.
Got it.
Um, I am waiting for BlinkJoy to get back to me on if they plan on discontinuing any of the existing models in lieu of the new ones. And
Hmm.
I unfortunately did not hear back in time for this. Um, make sure I put things back where they are. Um, and I was pulling up basically kind of Rebecca's breakdown. She said the material is basically the same from the Gen 2. It's slimmed down. Um, they abandoned the over engineering in favor of user friendliness, which I completely agree. Um, yeah, and they returned to roughly the same iCup concept as Gen 1. Um, and then the sensible soft case. And it's also less expensive than the Gen 2, which I
Oh,
think
sweet.
people will like. But like I said, I mean, with the Gen
Yes.
2, you got this
The
like
hard case.
indestructible hard case, which I'm sure didn't help with the price. So um, we should probably be getting those. I would think, what's today, Tuesday? Potentially
Mhm.
like beginning of next week, mid next week. I'll let you know. Um, and then we can, I think they're going to be ready to launch pretty quickly, like once we get them in.
Oh, awesome.
Um, yeah.
So as far as the side sleeper, the newer
Mhm.
version, when it's on, can your lids or does the iCup touch your lids or how does that one compare?
On the side sleeper.
Yes.
No, looks like I already, there it is. Say, I already lost an eye cup on the side sleeper. Like I said, I don't know that that's gonna be, and it's not easy to secure it. So, okay. So does it touch my eyelids? Um, Surprisingly, it actually seals pretty well, and I can feel my eyelashes brushing against it, but it's not
Okay.
as like squishy on my face as I thought it would be.
Hmm.
But it feels really nice. Like that's something that I really do appreciate about Blinkjoy in general is the materials that they use for the part that goes on your eye, at least. The silicone is very
Very
soft, like a
soft.
very nice silicone. But like I said, I am struggling a little bit on getting this eye cup
To stay in
resecured.
there.
Yeah, so that might be an issue. But um really they did a really good job. I know that we had I had talked to the owner, gosh, a
Hmm.
while ago, and he was really working on this, so excited to see it come out. We also have the new Blinkjoy eyelid scrubbers in all the colors, and that is
Oh,
also
the
that same,
brushes.
yeah, that same really like soft material.
Mhm.
So we have those. And then what else?
The 1 ounce Vistaprep soap. Those are
Yes,
now
thank
in.
you. So now we do have the 1 ounce Vista Prep soap. So I know you had someone that was asking about that.
Mhm.
That is now ready to go. Um, I believe they are same price as the OcuSoft ones.
Yeah, I believe they're about $3 and some change, if I
They're
remember correctly.
3.95. I just can't remember what the OcuSoft ones are, and I can't seem to get the search button. I am having technical difficulties left, right, and backwards today. Same price as the OcuSoft hand soap. So
Got
uh,
it.
either or, whichever their preference is. And then I feel like there was something else that we launched yesterday.
Um,
Vistaprep. I swear there was something else that Rebecca and I were working on, and now I just cannot remember what it is. Um, it will
I only,
be
yeah.
in the email this week in the newsletter. So if you want it, you got to check the newsletter. The other thing that we're going to cover is Celluvisc is getting a
Mhm.
facelift. And so it sounds like this was initiated back in like 2024. Obviously, we had a manufacturing back order recently, so who knows if that had anything to do with it or not. But let me share my screen really quick. All right, can you see that?
No, oh, there you go.
Okay,
Seeing it now.
perfect. Perfect.
Yes.
So on the left is the old Celluvisc, which we still have a ton of. So it's going to be a while before we run out. And on the right is the one with the facelift. It looks like it saw a nice young hip doctor and removed a lot of the fluff. So that is what it's going to look like. It has started popping up in drugstores. So a lot of people were worried about counterfeit.
Mhm.
I got directly from AbbVie this morning that that is in fact what it's going to look like. Um, when we get our shipment of it, I have no idea, but that we will keep an eye out. And then once it does officially change over, we'll change the picture on the website so it's less confusing. This is kind of in line with a couple other things that we saw a label change on. Mega 3 got a little bit of a facelift. I think it was Relieva got a little bit of facelift.
Mhm.
So we have noticed that we've been getting some changes in bottles, even just like slight color variations in the branding. And I think Relieva was the most recent one that I changed on the website. Nothing else had changed except for the color on the box, basically. So no change in ingredients, nothing's different. It is literally
Just the packaging.
just the packaging. Um, all right. Have something else that I can just save for later. If you have any customer service stuff you want to bring up.
So for customer service, I just wanted to kind of review some questions that came
Mhm.
through. People asking how to clean the pros case. People do happen to ask this kind of
Oh,
often.
perfect.
Basically, just to cover on how to clean that, you never want to use any alcohol wipes or water. And basically, what you do is you just wipe your pros case down with a dry, lint-free towel, and then allow it to completely air dry before or after each use. Again, just reiterating, no alcohol wipes, no water, just pat it dry and then let it air dry. Um, and then another question that we seem to get quite often is finding the right fit for Sienna or Seven Eye glasses.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, it's difficult to know based off of just pictures on a website. Um, so a good thing to check is for local vendors, and
Hmm.
also submitting pictures directly to the manufacturer. They have amazing resources where you can submit those pictures on their site at ziennaeyewear.com. And their representatives usually will get back to you with at least 3 recommendations. So those are the best ways to find the best fit. But if you guys ever have any questions or need some guidance, just reach out to us. We'll talk to you and walk you through it to hopefully help you find the best style that will be best suited for you.
Hmm. And I think the biggest misconception with the sizing is someone will say, I have a really small face. And so they automatically want the smallest frame.
Mm,
And so
yeah.
I get my most common walk-in is people trying on glasses, and I get these teeny tiny women with these itty bitty faces, and the Kai just doesn't seal on their face because usually they have a very bony eyebrow or very bony face structure, and there's no seal. So, yes, aesthetically it looks fine, but it just
Mhm.
doesn't seal at all. And so, what I find is, and I can confidently say 90% of the people end up walking out with the Air Shield, the Seven Eye Panhead, and that is an extra large frame. But what it does is it does that perfect seal around those bony facial structures. And
Um,
I've been meaning to make a video about this forever because, um, like I said, I would say a majority of the people who walk in are these teeny tiny little faced women, and they almost always walk out with a panhead. Almost every
Interesting.
time. Yeah. And it's the most interesting thing. And I tell them, like,
Yeah.
this is an extra large, like men's frame, which is why it only comes in black. But it is the only thing that we can get that perfect seal on. The other thing is Wiley X is a really underutilized tool that we have that we're like out of stock of everything
Mhm.
of it. And Rebecca and I are going to revamp that. I got a new catalog, do some revamping of that line because that also apparently is very bony face structure friendly on a lot of those frames. So we'll kind of get those revamped.
Okay, perfect. That's good to know because we did have, I believe, someone last week or within the last few weeks
Hmm.
asking about those.
Yeah.
And I remember they were out of stock and we were unsure
Hmm.
if those are being brought back.
Yeah. And we just really haven't been super sure because they just don't sell. But
Mm,
with the fact that we're getting more walk-ins, it would be nice to have that
for
as, a
sure.
tool. But
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I mean, other than that, we talked about the 1 ounce Vista Prep.
Mhm.
Somebody had actually left a review in regards to that. They just said it's a great soap for cleaning hands without the oils and fragrances.
Mhm.
And they were just saying, thank you so much for finding it and selling it on your site.
Yay.
Um, Yeah, so that
Yeah,
was
because who knows when OcuSoft is coming back? If
exactly.
they keep
Yeah,
telling me it is, but it's been a very long time.
it has been a long, long
But
time.
but yeah, it looks like that is time.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And thank you to the, looks like two people who tuned in, maybe. I don't know. I can't actually tell if it's like us that they're counting or what. So, but yeah, awesome. We will see you all next week.
All right. Bye,
All right.
everyone.
Bye.